They live, and I ain't even gonna say nothing, y'all. It's the kids in the building. I don't.
Yeah. We ready on YouTube?
Yes. Y'all ready on
Everything
all
ready.
platforms, streaming live right
Yeah,
now.
we live, y'all. We back. Coming up to you, insight from the gods. Me, La Kim, and Brother Sam.
Peace.
The
Peace,
topic of
peace,
today
peace.
is spiritual warfare in the modern world.
Uh-oh.
And we not talking about religion, so you can relax. You know what I mean? We ain't gonna tear down nobody's religious foundation, but we want to try to tear down and rebuild that broken foundation that might exist within you. And a lot of times when we going through a lot of life changes and a lot of life choices, we be functioning from a hurt place. And that's the spiritual warfare that goes on with inside ourselves that we don't comprehend. And that's what we're going to build on today. So I'm going to share the mic and I'm going to let the guys introduce themselves. But before I do that, I want to build on the day's mathematics, which is knowledge God, which happened to be my righteous name.
Peace,
So
God.
1 is for knowledge, 7 is for God. All being born to build and destroy. So when you take that knowledge of God, that's what you manifest the power so that you can either build or destroy. And that's what we're going to do. We're going to destroy those negative connotations that exist within our spirit that defeats us. And we're going to elevate and build. And that's what we're going to do.
Facts. Speaking on spiritual warfare, America is somewhat designed in a way for us not to benefit from spiritual enlightenment. And what we want to do is build on all the religious connotations that were installed to actually elevate us, but somehow got lost in the shuffle. And so the youth remain baffled as to what to do in life situations because they no longer withdraw the nutrients that was in the foundational stones of religion that we once grew up on and those principles. And because of that, we are now here to unclear the murky water and try to clean up the dirty river that we have sought to drink from for so long. And as the God so previously stated, the day's math is knowledge God, and we actually knowledge God in everything that we do. We build or destroy, we build ourselves into the kings that we are to be, and we destroy any element that is in our nature that is not conducive to our growth and development. And with that, I'm gonna ask Brother Sam to add on to the spiritual warfare that we are about to embark upon. Peace.
My take on that, man, is that spiritual warfare is a real thing. We've been raised and to not believe in stuff that we really should be into, but it's not a game. It's a real situation where we be in these situations out here living life, and we fighting stuff that we have no clue about. Like we really need to get knowledge of that. And by doing that, you have to go in, because that's where it's at. It's in you, and you got to deal with them demons that you're dealing with. And most of that stuff is spiritual. You think it's worldly, but it's not. It's a whole nother world that you can't see. You can feel it though. Get deep enough. Trust me, you can get in, dig in there, and get deep enough. It's there.
Facts.
Indeed. And just to add on, and when we talk about spiritual warfare, we talking about things that deprive us of tuning into our spirit. Whatever is allocated with our higher self is like distract us from it. That can be from social media, just constantly scrolling. You think about, we got 24 hours in a day. We got 8 of those hours we might sleep. The other 8 we might be working. So those remaining 8 hours, 5 of those we scrolling. So this senseless scrolling time that we being distracted from finding out what our higher purpose is. So that's the spiritual warfare.
Right.
And we got to break that down and identify with it so we can know what to repair, what to fix. Some stuff can be rebuilt. Some stuff got to be removed. But until we come face to face with what those issues are, we'll never be able to conquer this spiritual force that's got a grip on us that we control involuntarily.
That's peace, God. I think that a lot of times the way, like I said, that the setup is designed, everything is designed to pull us away from us. And so when we start questioning each other and asking each other, who are you, or what is you, or who are your ancestors, or what purpose do you serve at this given moment in this present time, we really don't know, because we're not taking enough time to invest in ourselves, because two forces are at work. One is pulling you away from you, telling you to seek gratification outwardly, While all of the enlightenment books from the Quran to the Bible have told you to go within. Prayer is a form of meditation. It's communication with your higher power, your higher self. And so when you are denied that, when something is created to entrap you and encapsule your thinking in like a framework that you can't get out of. Now you running around in this maze, you busy running to work. Then from work, you're busy running to pick up the children. Then from picking up the children, you busy running over here and running over here.
All by design.
All by design. And the first thing you saying is, man, it ain't enough time in the day. You're not making enough time to really go within. And when somebody asks you, what new word did you learn that can open up your vocabulary, that you can give to the youth? Can you walk up to any youth at any given time and make knowledge seem interesting to them, more interesting than scrolling on their phone, more interesting than those new Jordans that just came out, more interesting than all the gossip and all the false amenities that people praise in the world? Can you actually give the youth something of substance and point them back on the path that is actually leading to their unfoldment? Jesus said the kingdom of God is within you. So the question is, if the kingdom of God is in you, then the king got to be inside that kingdom, or it's not a kingdom at all. You can't call it a kingdom if the king is not present. So if the kingdom is within, then you got to start talking to the king that reside in that kingdom and become more aware of the things that take you away from that kingdom. And that kingdom is in our self, Lord and Master, which is indeed you. Peace.
That's the one like that.
That's right.
A lot of us don't take the time to understand that, though. It's like, it's really you. It's nothing outside of you. Everything is you. If you ever really sat down and you thought about the things that you did, most of the stuff that you're into, you manifested, not even realizing it. Because you thought that, you projected that into the world, and it made it so. But it's like we don't understand the power of that. And that's where your spirituality comes in. You have to get in tune with yourself. A lot of us are not in tune with ourselves. We more so into the world. Everything, we got so many things. It's like sometimes I think of it as like a dunking, like you on a dunking thing and somebody got to hit the target. And like we just getting all of this stuff just bombarded at us so much that we ducking and dodging. And like I said before, that's by design to keep you off kilter so you won't stay focused or get focused or attempt to even try to find any kind of focus because you're getting bombarded by so many things.
Facts.
In the world, man.
Yeah, I think that when you visualize what you want, that is a form of your power. If you ever visualize anything that you wanted and it became a reality, that should have shown the evidence of what going within actually produces. It is a result from knowing yourself and from communicating with your higher self, the God in you. The word imagine has the word image in it. When you imagine things constantly, you're creating an image because you are a creator. This is why you have to understand that the breath that is in you is important. The way you breathe, the way that you understand things and comprehend the light that is around you is all taken in through the breath of life. This is why the scriptures say that Allah breathed into man. And the Bible say that God breathed into man the breath of life. Well, the breath must be important. For one, it shows that your lungs was compatible with his in order to even receive the breath. That alone should tell you who you are if you could receive the breath of God in your so-called human lungs. So you must have been more than just a human being if you could share that divine breath in this vessel. And since you are walking around with this vessel, with that breath in you, then it's time to focus on that inner breath, breathe, meditate, pray, and seek higher guidance. When we say spirituality, we're not talking about nothing spooky. We're talking about laws that govern your body, the universe, and everything around you. But we also understand that we can get lost in the sauce sometimes, caught up on everything but what truly matters. It's like going into a restaurant and ordering food according to how it tastes. as opposed to ordering what is nutrient
For your soul.
for your soul, your heart, your mind, and these systems that run this mechanism or this inner planetary system called the body. And with that kind of knowledge is when you begin to produce things. Your creative process that you have is directly associated with what you think. But what you think has to be fed. The brain has to be fed the same way the body has to be fed. So if you ain't doing nothing but reading a bunch of foolishness, if you ain't doing nothing but listening to the latest gossip, if you ain't doing nothing but focusing your attention on anything that's ratchet, then most likely in the conversation, that's the only thing that's going to come out, because you can't get out of a bank what you did not deposit in it. They're not giving away free money like that. So you got to invest in yourself, put some knowledge in yourself, and you become more attractive with your light. You become more magnetic. And I always tell young guys this who like Tupac and all these other rappers, and Pac, my man. But I also explain to them that if Pac was just a thug, there's certain circles he wouldn't even been able to be in if he was just a thug. So that message is for the youth. If you're just a street dude, you're limiting yourself to being able to walk into certain rooms with different minds. You have to have so many facets to who you are. And in having that, acquiring that, it comes with building your inner temple, that God within, that fire.
Indeed, no doubt. Heavy bill, God, salute, no doubt. Just thinking about that, right? I was sitting here thinking about the value system or the lack thereof that exists in most of these young men out here in these streets, right?
Right.
When you look back to when I was young, and I can imagine the years before my generation and the years that came way before that, when they would, like, dinner time would come and they would meet in the family and everybody had to come and be at the dinner table.
Right.
And whether you believed in God or not, you still held hands and said a prayer, even if you just closed your eyes and let them do their thing. But it was something about that kind of bonding and that kind of that kind of structure and that kind of system that created a value system that made you feel like you had a sense of purpose, and a sense of belonging. And it's like now that as time went on, I see that it slowly started to lose that value system. And I always want to know, like, where did the curve happen? Because a lot of guys like myself and my generation and the generation from the 60s up to the 2000s, so many men went to prison. So that missing link got removed from that cycle of them evolving. So they was forced to be stuck in a situation where they had to really fend for themselves. So that's why, to a degree, I'm not as hard on them as I should be or could be, because I understand. But that's still no excuse, and they still need to be treated accordingly like young men. So it's like, when you don't have that belief system or you don't have nothing to aspire to, then life becomes hopeless to you.
Facts.
So it's easy to just take a life for nothing and risk your life, because it's almost like you're working at that time through a phase of ignorance and darkness, right? So since you functioning from a frequency of darkness, that becomes your joy to rob somebody else that has joy of their joy. So just to do that becomes your joy. So it's like joy thieves. So they like agents of darkness. So when you don't have direction, this is what you become, because you envy with other people's evolution and their ability to adjust.
And then you wasn't taught no other.
Because you wasn't, absolutely.
Being a joy thief is a big person to you.
Indeed. And it's almost like, and then just not to get too scientific, but to go back to genetics, the DNA that your parents have has something to do with what you become.
Facts.
So if during your time of conception, your mother was going through a lot of pain and a lot of stress and no father, that pain goes into the frequency and the code of that DNA structure of that child. So now this child comes into the world in balance, without that balance that they didn't ask to be here. So now they forced to adapt and to try to figure it out.
Right.
And since so many women have babies out of wedlock for whatever reasons, without the man, because religion and spiritual structure has been slowly dismantled, right, over time. So now they started separating. Everybody feel like I can do it myself. I can figure it out myself.
Yep.
Everybody became individualistic. Now we realizing that we can't do it alone. It takes all of us.
Right.
But we're the last ones that's catching on. Everybody else understand that culture and that creed. And it's like now we're at a point that how do we reinstill our value system? And how do we believe in ourselves? And it starts with knowledge of self.
Right.
And that's what we trying to do. Spiritual warfare, destroying everything that goes against the development of your internal self and your spirit that leads you to the higher man. Ain't no heaven and hell up in no sky and under no earth. They states of mind. They're frequencies that you create from the way that you unfold and do things on this planet Earth. This is the frequency you create. So if you got a lot of bad luck and a lot of dark energy coming your way, that's because that's the frequency that you constantly vibrate at.
Right.
So change your frequency, you change your reality.
Right.
I wanted to build on what the God was talking about, because once you start to get an understanding of how a lot of this stuff works, you'll start to understand that it's already spirituality. If you vibrating towards all of this negative stuff, that's you.
Can I say something?
Internally, you got a negative frequency, and it's a beacon to all of the other negative stuff that's around you.
I just want to say something real quick. For those who are watching the show from Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, once the word spirituality must have hit so many specs now, or something else I must have said, is actually trying to slow up the feed. I'm just saying how negative.
Because they don't want us talking.
Yeah.
Like when you stepping outside your comfort zone or your house and all of that, man, you at war. These people know what you capable of. You don't know what you capable of.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
The stuff they telling you don't look into, don't study, don't pay attention to is the main thing that they using against you. They using your own self against you. Especially not now. They really don't want us
The
talking.
algorithm is telling me stop. We slow you down.
Oh,
you
for real.
you don't want us to cut you completely off. It's crazy.
That's what our community is missing right now.
Yeah.
We missing the same word that's slowing us down. That's what we missing.
Yeah.
We missing right now.
And
That's
it's
what
unfortunate because saying anything negative about homosexuality, they slow us down. They normally fix Instagram, just cut it out.
Oh, no,
but right now they're like,
it's
we're going to leave it because
positive.
they don't want us to look too bad, but we're going to slow them down because they slowing it down.
Why would I allow you to have a platform to get my foot off your neck? Why would I do that?
Right.
I think that a lot of times, right, in even acknowledging them demons, sometimes we become an agent of promoting them
even speaking.
because at the end of the day, we're going to do this regardless.
Yes.
And I think that is the real passion of it. It's not even about what avenue you get it through. As long as this is who you are, as long as you're being authentic, it don't matter if they shut all this shit down wherever I go until I die or until they kill us. This is what's going to be manifested. But I want to say this, right? If you look at the nature of a snake, even a snake has to grow. And in the process of growing, a snake has to shed its skin. And letting its skin go is symbolic of letting those old ways go. And some people are in love with their old self to the point where they don't want renewal. They don't want advancement. They think they can advance. As knowledge was building on, they think they're independent and they don't need nobody. The universe ain't even set up that way. There is an interdependence on the sun, the moon, the stars. There's an interdependence on your body. Imagine if you had a digestive system with no excretory system in the body. Imagine if you had a lymphatic system but no nervous system. All of these systems are designed to work with each other. not against each other. And I think that is the problem. We don't see the value of what working together really means because somebody has convinced us that only one should be on top.
Individualistic.
And I want to say this real quick. In the process of slavery, the slave master set up this matrix, this organism. And I'm not caught up on slavery, but there were some things put together to rock your cradle for real. He convinced the slave that only one of them could be freed once a year out of all the slaves on the plantation. And so that one slave in his mind was trying to out-Tom all the other slaves, hoping that he would be that one
For that year.
that would get free. Not knowing that this system was set up and designed to create in the minds of our people, I'm the one, me and me only.
How
Thinking
this
that,
man you to make me go.
right, thinking that I got to step on everybody else to get my position of freedom. And so we see that same mentality where we think I'm the only one going to win. But how can you win if everybody around you is not winning? And that's what happened with some of the Native American tribes. And shout out to my Native American people, Taino Drum, my Arawak brothers. This is not a slight to any of you. But during the process of when the Pilgrims was wiping out Native American tribes, some of the tribes was like, that's their tribe. They ain't got nothing to do with us. And they wouldn't get involved in the defense of them. And so they started knocking them off one by one. And then when it was only 3 tribes left, they start wishing they stood with the other tribes. But now it's too late because
and
you
we
thought you
repeating
was
that right now.
you thought you were independent. But all of those tribes had an interdependence with each other. And so we're here to bring that back, as Brother Knowledge was saying. We're here to reinstitute those principles, the house. We had chores and shit. We couldn't just run out. I don't give a fuck if we was from the hood. You couldn't. You had to empty the trash. Yo, you had to wash dishes. You had to clean up. And the reason why you had to do that is because if you were poor, you had to make it last. The condition of your furniture mattered because you didn't know when you was getting some new furniture. So all of these rules created a principle, a work ethic in you that you did not even know. And so now we got to put that back in them. We got to instill these principles in our youth, in our men, and in our women. And we had games that we were interdependent in these games that we played. You know what I mean? We played football in the hood. We created a basketball goal out of a crate. We played fucking tackle on concrete and a fucking blacktop and shit. You know what I'm saying? We played its and tag and every other thing you could think of because we all had a community. When them lights came on, your ass better be in eyesight of your parent or you better be headed in the house. That was that sense of community that we have lost. And I have a holy trinity. I say that the household, the neighborhood, and the community, all 3 of them, those are the most 3 valuable things that we have to rebuild. And that's right. That's the Smurf village.
No doubt.
For real.
Get back to it. Gotta get back to it.
Yep.
All the time. I say like, damn, what if the devil is really not a person, but a pattern that you just keep repeating? Right? There's a lot of time we looking for this image and we keep thinking like, we looking for these entities to be like human beings, although they are really, literally. But we think they're spooks, and they're really not. They're just different forces that motivate us.
Right.
And sometimes we influenced by one more than the other. So it's like if you're being influenced by one that you don't like more than the one that you like,
Right.
why don't you change something? And it's like change seems like that's our biggest battle within ourselves, change. And there's something about us being right and wrong. It's like we just don't want to be wrong. Like everybody just gotta be right. But it's like if you're already right, what can you really learn? How
Right.
can you learn anything? You know what I'm saying? And I know it's like a wicked world out here. And I used to always think it was really like dope to like roll by yourself and chill. Don't mess with people. Stay to yourself. Be peaceful. On one hand, that's beautiful. But on another hand, you deprive yourself of evolving. You don't get to learn. You gotta meet bad people.
That's why
You
you
gotta-
gotta you want those conversations.
You gotta have, you gotta have disagreements and people burning you and stuff gonna happen. You're gonna get beat. How are
Right.
you gonna learn not to get beat if you don't get beat? Luckily, the people that do the beating a lot of times don't get beat because they do the beating. You know what I'm saying? So if you're not the beater, then at least you know what I mean?
Be the BT, be
Yeah,
the
like-
Jack.
Straight up, the real talk.
But
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's like we got the control, and we don't give ourselves enough credit. We want the world to give us the credit that we don't give
We won't
ourselves.
give ourselves.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
facts,
It's like we
facts.
gotta manifest it, like show them. It's like it's a canvas right here, and the world can see the canvas, and we the the artists of the painting, and we painting, and we get mad at what they're describing. You don't like what they're describing, change what you're painting.
Right.
Or
No
stick
doubt.
to it and live with the consequences,
And live
or
with what
live
it
with
is.
whatever go with it.
Right.
And some people, I remember like Busta Rhymes, not to get in rap. You know, I thought he was like the wackest rapper ever. You know what I mean? Because I just didn't like speedy rap. But that was his thing, and he wouldn't change for nobody. And he stayed true to it until the universe bent to his will. And that's what you got to do when you really believe in yourself.
Right.
And that's what knowledge of self do.
Right, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah, the God dropped a lot of jewels out of Solomon's crown, man.
Right there.
I'm glad to be his friend. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times, you know what I mean, in this community that we trying to rebuild, we mistaken the value of what we have. And I think that fits so perfectly in the spiritual circle of enlightenment. When you know the value of who you have, you know where to go to get help. And a lot of times that creates that interdependence that I was talking about. A lot of times when we watch how Chinese move, how Mexicans move, and we'll get mad and be like, they're being this way towards us, they're being that way towards us. Really, they're not. They're just being pro them.
That's it.
And
they learned that from us.
and we are not being pro us.
Used to be like that.
You know what I'm saying? And so because we're not being pro us, we think every move is against us because we're so disunited and we're so fractured and
right.
and we don't understand that, one of us not gonna win. You're not gonna do this alone.
Right.
Everybody needs somebody.
right.
And that is the science of life. You know what I'm saying? You can't get knowledge of self without studying. You can't get study if somebody else didn't lay some foundation down. You wouldn't know how to move in America if Malcolm didn't rebel against certain things. You wouldn't really know what not to do if they didn't suffer before us. Nobody had the courage to really bear arms. We was fresh up from slavery. Nat Turner was like one of the first ones to really buck on the slave plantation and be like, no, man, this gotta change. And then Harriet Tubman took it to the next level. No, I can't just change once with a violent act. We got to understand. We got to get wise. We got to come up with codes and language and use these church songs and code messages in these church songs for the slaves to listen to and follow instruction to get their freedom. This is how you take what they use to destroy you with and put something in it that can build you. And that's why when Brother Knowledge first started building, we're not here to attack religion. Because we understand every poison that they tried to give us, we learned how to change it around and make it work for us. So while people are blatantly attacking Christianity and they attacking Islam and attacking Nubians, attacking the gods, the 5%ers, we understand this. Within the element of those church songs, Harriet Tubman was able to speak a coded language that only the slaves knew, and they could talk it right in front of the slave master. And the slave master thought they were singing praises to Jesus when they were singing praises to that underground tunnel to lead them to their freedom.
Right. Love said, indeed, real talk, lie.
No doubt. And that's the science of life, man. And that's what we got to understand. And that's why we came up, you know what I'm saying, with the supreme mathematics and with the supreme alphabets, because it's that coded language that only the chosen few understand. And we spit it. And this is how we get out of these mental cages that they place us in. And we elevate to the higher degree.
We just gotta stay. We definitely gotta stay on top of the distractions, because you gotta learn how to read in between them lines. Pacification is one of the worst things that they smashed upon us, was the pacification. They started giving us what we was asking for, and we kind of got lazy, and we just lost knowledge of self. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Because we came from a village. We didn't need anybody to do anything for us, because we knew how to do everything. You know what I'm saying? We had our own shoe shine shops. We had our own barber shops, our own beauty salons. We was self-sufficient within ourselves because we was a unit. We moved as a unit. The minute they allowed us to so-called go across this red line and move over there and go to this school and go, you can do this. It's like we started leaving the village behind. And when you leave the village behind, you have to assimilate into whatever group of people you're around. And that's what a lot of us started doing. And to me, the westernized way of thinking has always been from an individualistic standpoint. It's always me, 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 me. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to use myself for instance. When I started my own business, I took it as far as I could take it. You know what I'm saying? I did all my legwork, I did it, and then you get to a point, and that's with anything in life, where you're going to understand that you need other people.
Facts.
You need the village. And then this is when you start playing this game. You need people that's vibrating on your frequency. Then if you are a spiritualistic person, then you're going to look for people that's focusing and vibrating and on that frequency that you already on yourself. And doing so, if you already emitting that, you're going to attract that. I'm gonna use myself again. Why am I sitting here in between these two brothers? That's because this is how I vibrate. This is how they vibrate. This is how I'm here. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
you don't get that.
No doubt.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's how that works. But we think that's not spirituality, but that's what
But it is.
that's what it is.
It is.
You understand what I'm saying? I wouldn't have got invited on this show if I was a nigga that just, yo, I'm fucking shit, because that's not what they vibrate.
No, we ain't
You
moving like
understand?
that.
So
Facts.
it's like it's knowledge being spoken here. And
Facts.
when you around this type of thing, then you build, then you're gonna attract, you're gonna bring in more, and then it's just gonna keep expanding. That's what it's really about. Like, so when we talk spirituality, we ain't talking about voodoo. Just because I walked on the grass an hour ago, that's spirituality too. But you know what I'm saying? But it's like we not going into no craziness. We just telling y'all to open up your mind.
Right.
Like, take that third down, wipe that snot off of it.
No doubt. I think when we understand spiritual laws, we understand a lot of times how we've been robbed of our greatness, man, just by them villainizing certain spiritual acts. One of the laws of the universe is the law of breath. Everything breathes, even if it looks solid, it breathes. You have pores in your skin where it has to breathe. And a lot of times, you know, in our culture, we come from various cultures, but it's all rooted in one. And a lot of times when you get around original people, you might see them walking around barefoot, like he just said, on the grass. But there's certain energy centers in the feet, you know what I'm saying, that absorb chi energy from the earth. The Chinese understand chi energy. You know what I'm saying? And they always cultivate that chi. When you see them doing Tai Chi and these slow movements, they're cultivating the biorhythms in their body and staying in tune.
What's
In-
one of the main things, bro?
And
The breath.
yes, and let me keep my train of thought,
I was gonna
though.
say you got thrown off.
Yeah, let me keep my train of thought. So I said that because I want to make a point about the spiritual warfare. You know you're at war when the enemy craftily take what we create and villainize it. Now back to the breath that he wanted me to build on, right? When we walk around naked in certain civilizations without lusting off the woman, without the woman lusting off the man, we understand that we're letting the body breathe. We're letting the breath of life into the pores of the skin without covering it with clothing for a certain period of time. We understood what sunbathing meant. We understood our women, what it meant to walk out in the moonlight with no clothes on. And then when other cultures who were less civilized than us saw this, they degraded it and turned it into something lustful.
Made the nakedness lustful, yeah.
Right. And so they didn't have the discipline that we had. So when they seen our women naked, they went nuts. They was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? And so we cultivated that same culture, imitating them, and what was once sacred now became looked upon as something either shameful or an act that was no longer worthy of praise and admiration. And let me show you how in tune
Y'all have a question?
that, all right, let me show you how in tune these people are. In language, the word orgy, y'all know what an orgy is. It's a group of people having sex. And I just talked about being naked and exposed and all that. The Greek word to the word orgy is the word orgia, and it means secret worship. This means that in the act of that, it's some form of God worship or some spiritual act being manifested even in that activity.
that.
But because, again, people lost the value of what it really was for, they degraded it and made it look like it was something that it was not. And this is why it's important to have knowledge of self, because a lot of things you think is wrong, a lot of things you were taught to look down on, especially in your own culture, was basically created to liberate and free you. And then they came along and handcuffed you with your own shit and made you afraid of it, called voodoo witchcraft, and said it was this, and that. And so we'll continue to build. But Sister V was
Real quick, over on YouTube, you got a question from Bub saying, to the panel and host, what can neighborhoods do to aggressively raise the awareness of the time and what must be done?
One thing you can do is spit your truth on a consistent basis and always have something for the youth to do that centers around their growth and their development, and form a team. Operate by units, operate by teams. Put brothers together that's like-minded, like Brother Sam just said, and all of them will vibrate in unison, and y'all just step out with a plan. And once that plan is put together, then y'all move out. One of the things that is always done that I love that Brother Knowledge do, and everybody who, keep a close eye on him, he's always throwing an event. He's always throwing a softball game. He's always throwing some kind of cookout. I got my youth group. He got his youth group. Our community groups, really, because it's not just for the youth. He's having his chest in the hood. I'll let him build on that. But all of these forums are forms of giving back and reaching back to the community. But it's something that has to be consistent, Bubs. We just got to keep doing it every time we get a chance to do it.
And backing other people, when you see somebody doing it, just be a part of it.
Yep.
Become, what you need me to do? You need to bring snacks, you need me to, because I don't know how to play chess, but I know how to show up and
do something else.
and do something else.
Right.
Pass out something else. Talk to somebody else. Be encouraging. Real quick, over on Facebook, Keith said, "Good evening, cousin. Who is this brother? It's two brothers. So this is not the bro show. I'm telling you who you're listening to. He want to know who y'all are. So Lakim and Knowledge, the two brothers on the ends. This their show. Sam is from the bro show. That's on Tuesdays.
Guess.
Sam is our honored guest today.
So if you look in the post of which they are tagged and their names are there, you can follow their page. You stay tuned to the show. Cousin Keith, because you'll hear some more. They'll let you know where you can actually follow them on their page and personal groups that they sponsor, weekly and bi-weekly. So it's a lot. They deep and we got Jacob the Jewel over here in the corner, so just stay tuned. You're gonna hear some real talk. Stay tuned.
Let me say something before Brother Knowledge finish building. And this is directed to Bubs. Authenticity, man, is like one of the most important things.
Facts.
God can't bless you if you ain't being yourself.
Yeah.
He can't bless that character you created. You gotta be yourself. And when you be yourself, you're gonna attract the same type of frequency,
Right.
authenticity of others. So it's like, I'm quite sure because these two brothers can say that they probably have this. Well, I ain't on probably. They been where they've been. They got this ability.
Right.
They see bullshit.
Yeah.
You know, something you can't cloak your bullshit.
Right.
You can't do it. And so it's like you have to be your real self, and I think that's a part of what we need when we start moving around, because these youth, they don't take kindly to bullshit. Like
Fact.
they shut down. They won't say nothing. They won't even talk to you if they feel or sense any sense of phoniness. I think that's very important. I
And
just
then,
wanted
man, you
to
gotta
say
be,
that.
my bad, Sam.
You good? I'm done. Go ahead.
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, then it's important, man, to understand that
was that? Goody?
they watch you.
What Keith was
So
that?
they
Keith
watch
Goody?
your actions, they watch what you do. So your influence over them is based according to how you really move. And it's like these little kids, they ain't really listening to nobody, they watching what you do. So your life gotta be a little bit more impressing, not you per se, but whoever trying
Whatever
to
you
lead
putting
anybody.
out.
Yeah, you gotta be impressive. It gotta be something make them wanna ask you questions about. Like a lot of them ask me about CDL driving. You know what I mean? I come through the hood sometimes, I come through in the truck, just so they can see that. And I do that so they can start asking me questions. That opened the door. So it ain't about just sitting down talking to them. 'Cause nobody wanna hear that. I didn't wanna hear. I know they don't wanna hear. I don't even try to talk to them.
Yeah.
I just be
'Cause you
open
can tell
enough.
me anything.
Yeah, I don't try to do that because I don't like to come like I got all the answers because I don't.
Mm.
You know, I'm still learning too. But I want them to know that I'm open to talk. But once they open the door to talk, you got to make sure you give them something.
Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of time we wasting their time and we really not giving them nothing.
And they're gonna,
We too
I'm gonna
busy
give it to them
trying to
next
get their
time. No, you
homeboy
gotta give it to
cool.
them now.
You know, I hang out with my
Like
homeboys and we
breaking
kick
it,
it and
yeah.
all that, but I give them the real.
I give you
Right.
I'm
the
around
real
and they
right
know
now.
that. I don't be
Yeah.
fake. Sometimes I hurt their feelings and
Yeah.
they
It's
keep
alright.
it pushing and that's cool.
Yeah.
But that's what you're supposed to do. That's what we've been missing. We don't have
I
nobody
totally
self-checking nobody.
That
You know what I
part.
mean? Nobody self-checking, they not self-checking them.
Right.
You gotta know how. Of course, you can't just intervene in people's business and try to tell them what to do, but it's on your level of elevation that's gonna figure a way out to figure
get in
how to reach them before this situation get out of hand.
Yeah.
Right.
That's your duty and responsibility. Or if not, you can't wear the hat you wanna wear.
Right.
And
No
everybody
doubt.
wanna wear the hat, but nobody
Right.
doing the work to fit the
The
hat.
fit
You know what I'm
that.
saying? It's in the
No,
work. It ain't in the talking.
Yeah.
You know, you gotta demonstrate it. They
You gotta
gotta wanna
show work.
aspire to you. You know, and that's what I admired about our ancestors back in African origins,
Yeah.
way back in the Fertile Crescent.
Mm-hmm.
You know, God was created to give us something to aspire to. You know, it's not like it was like our ancestors was our God. You know what I'm saying? That was our grandparents. That was our gods and goddesses.
Right.
That's what we were taught because we was connected to Ra. We was connected to the sun. We
Right.
realized that the frequency of the sun is what sustains our life.
Right.
Between the Nile water and the sun, that creates life. That gave us birth. So we're all literally the children of the sun. So we come packed with all this history written in the code of our DNA.
Right.
It's on our double helix,
Yeah.
that spiral, that ACGT, that DNA code.
That adenine,
It's different. It's
cytosine,
history in it. It's
tryptophan.
written in it.
Facts.
We can unlock those codes, but it starts with understanding who you are, knowing
Right.
you are him.
That's the thing.
That's the key. You gotta know who you are. You can't let other people try to validate who you are. You gotta already know who you are.
Right.
And then the other people will conform when they see that you're consistent. Because when
Right.
you're true to who you
I
are,
was gonna say
Right.
when you're true to
When you're
some
true.
people can
Right.
say who they are.
No,
and
you
they
only
lie.
can
No.
be. You
Who
only
you
can
are
be.
is gonna show eventually, regardless.
yeah, you only can be.
Well, even
You
if
can
you
say
being,
anything.
yeah, you can say I can say I'm the king every day day, but eventually you will see on me just a regular old cracker. Say no
I wanted
salty.
to say that I got some of that
It's a regular
sun today
crack.
too. God, I put my feet on the ground. I had got to look straight to that sun. Y'all think that's a game? It's not a game, man.
And then,
It
bro-
activates stuff in your DNA, man. I keep
Real
trying
quick
to
over
bypass
on
y'all.
not YouTube. I'm sorry. Now that's Instagram. Blum said, "Good evening, my strong soldiers,
What's going
my
on?
guys." He said he can't see you real good, Wood, on Instagram.
Well, show up and you can see me in person. Stop bluffing. No, I'm real. I'm gonna tell you what's really real. Yeah, but real quick, man, I forgot I want to make a post about this because I don't think this happened enough. I never really see it, so I want to be one to try to do it. I want to give a big shout out to all the dudes that got out of jail and came home and really doing their thing.
That's
And
peace.
shining all across the city.
Give it up.
Man, that's real.
Give
It's
it
like
up. Give it up.
murder rate and all that. Salute to Brandon Scott, but he has really nothing to do with that.
Right.
This is the
That's
people that's
us.
coming home from the joint like
Right.
us, and all the guys that's really putting in the work, man, from the peace team to Safe Streets,
Right.
all of them. Everybody got
Facts.
their part. Everybody is
Facts.
included. It's a movement. It take everybody.
It's
Right.
And all of us is really making an impact. We ain't seeing it overnight. There's a trickle effect.
Right.
But it's like the guys I was talking about that been removed, and the kids had
Right.
nobody's
Now
back
being put
to,
back.
to stand on.
They
Now
bring
we're
knowledge
being
back,
replaced.
right.
Now we gotta just make sure
Right.
we show up.
And now you gotta
we
show
gotta
up.
show up.
There
And we
you go.
really have
No
been. And
doubt.
I'm gonna just give a big salute out to all my jail niggas that made it out.
No
That's
doubt.
Out here doing their thing.
Peace.
I don't hear no bad stuff about nobody.
That's
man. I'm
right.
so proud of that. That shit is like
Yeah.
monumental. It deserve to be saluted.
Indeed.
On every accord, man. I salute everybody
No
that got
doubt.
on the joint and doing their thing.
For real.
It's like, yo, we changed the dynamic. The news people ain't got nothing bad to say.
Right.
They can't say one thing.
Yeah.
So
Yup.
it helps. It moves. That's what good energy do.
Right.
It moves. It's silent.
Right.
It's not loud. You know that
Right.
fake, that fraud stuff loud.
No
Real
doubt.
stuff silent. It
That's
don't
right.
have, you know. It
Yeah,
don't-
yeah.
So that's important, man. I want to just get that big shout out.
Yeah,
to the
that was
jail
important,
dudes, man.
Lord.
Everybody that's out, we shining.
Yeah,
Everybody
that was
shining
important.
on a positive tip.
Yeah.
I don't even know one person doing nothing illegal, and that's
You get the
beautiful.
Yeah,
whole lot of
that's-
us,
that's
like,
facts.
That's real,
social
no doubt.
media.
Shout out to all the
Yeah,
dudes that's
no
out.
doubt,
Keep pushing.
man. Yup.
We need each other. We gotta keep depending on each other, and we can't do this stuff alone, y'all.
No doubt.
We gotta get together. We gotta call each other up. Not when it's a funeral. Don't call me about no funeral.
Right.
Call me about some positive get-togethers,
Right.
and some softball games, some cookouts, some joining neighborhoods together. You got your crew. I got my crew.
Right.
I can handle my hood.
Right.
Handle your hood. We bring it together and show them kids how that stuff's supposed to go.
No
'Cause
doubt.
We can talk it all day long, but if you ain't demonstrating and giving them nothing
Yup.
to see and aspire to be, they can never be it. You gotta show it to them.
Right.
You gotta be a better influence over them than the music and the movies and all the.
Because
Right.
you can be.
We
you
gotta
can
be,
outshine
yeah.
that
We
stuff.
around them every day.
Yes.
So it's on us. Everybody got a part to play, and I'm gonna pass the dice.
No
Real
doubt.
quick,
I definitely
right
appreciate
before you
that,
said it,
Lord.
Buzz was saying it on YouTube. Shout out to all the guys that did time and are home now.
It's needed, man.
No doubt. No doubt.
Y'all need it. And one thing that I would piggyback, and I'm gonna pass it to Lie, is get ready, because this conversation that we having right here about spiritual warfare, when the positive is coming, expect the negative, because it's coming.
No doubt.
It's gonna come, because the things that are working, that Brother Knowledge was just talking about, they don't really want them to work.
Right.
They don't want that.
Right.
They don't want safe streets and all that to work.
Right.
They don't want that to work, because they want to put you in prison. That's what they want to do.
Facts.
This is my conspiracy theory. They just let a lot of y'all out, right? To come out because they got new jails. So they can take these dudes that's still in jail, transfer them to the new jail, and fill these new jails up with all these laws that they passing that we not paying attention to. You understand what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. Get ready, because this is more spiritual than anything. They want you in a box, because if you in that box and that concrete, them LED lights, that phony ass paint on the wall, you don't got nothing that's exposing you
So
Right.
please be
for
your
you
authentic
to
self
get
at
the
all
light
times.
that you need.
Right.
You understand? For
Yeah.
you to expand and do something with yourself.
Right.
And that's why, like Nala said, being true to who you are and being true and showing who and what you are will always work better in your favor than anything.
Yes.
That's always going to be the thing that's going to work better in your favor,
Absolutely.
Right.
regardless.
Can't go
No
wrong.
doubt.
I had a meeting today, real quick, and the person was saying, "Well, you ain't charging enough. You ain't charging enough for ad fees or whatever." I charge what I charge because who I want here is who's here, because they can reach and say things. When we talked about the show, I knew that this was going to be what I needed in here.
Right.
I knew, and I've been getting that from the guys. There's a few ladies in the group, but from the guys who've been paying attention to the show.
Right.
Y'all show and Clark on Mondays.
Right.
He got a lot of movement and traction
no
when
doubt.
he talked about the kids.
No
That's
doubt.
the same thing that go on. So
Yeah.
for a long time, it was just us two going back and forth about finagling. But then once we bring it, we know what we are.
Right.
But now I'm saying we
That's-
can move
that's
more
the
people
village.
here.
Yeah.
And now
That's
we
the
building the
village.
village. So no, I'm not going to charge the village $1 million
Right.
an hour.
No
Because
doubt.
I want the village to work.
Right.
No doubt.
It's not about getting rich and being
No
big.
doubt. Shout out to my man Clark, matter of fact. Shout out to everybody, man, who helped this wheel, man, that we got
Thank
keep
you.
turning.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Also want to shout out Brother Delmont, man. Brother Delmont Muhammad and brothers fighting for brothers. Brother Andrew Muhammad, man. Him and Brother Anthony Muhammad doing their thing. Brother Bilal, the Nation of Islam, man. They always been on the front line. Definitely, I want to shout out my DC team, man. Mango, Ren, Sean Bonner that
Yeah,
just
all
came
y'all,
home.
yeah, that's right.
My man Mad Face.
Included.
you know, everybody, man. Of course, my New York fam, 2-5. Y'all know what it is, man. Shout out to my cousin Payne in Brooklyn, man. Y'all know how we do, man. It's all love, and we trying to take over the world in a good way. We trying to bombard and stampede the globe, man, with knowledge of self, man, and put the planet back on its axis, man. So when it rotates, it's rotating in peace and harmony, man, and things like that. We want the crowns back on the queen's domes, man, and we want the kings to run the universe, and we want our princes and princesses, man, to run schools like Timbuktu, man, like Mansa Musa, and all our ancestors, like Wood was saying. And we want you to understand, man, that you got something priceless called melanin, man. You got something in your genetics. Wood was talking about that DNA. You got something so priceless. It's called melanin. That melanin is carbon. That carbon is found in the soil of the earth. The main 4 elements to live is fire, water, earth, and air. You need soil, carbon, which is the earth. You need fire, which is not nitrogen. You need water, which is H2O, hydrogen, right? You need, what's the 4th one? It's 4 elements, fire, water, earth, and air. And you need that air. That's the breath of life, to breathe. Without that, you have no life. That's what the 4 sides on that pyramid represent, the 4 elements of life, fire, water, earth, and air. Without that, you have nothing. And so we want to celebrate life by helping keep our brothers alive, by spreading positive messages, man, and taking this thing to the next level. And we want to support whatever you're doing. Reach out to us, and we going to reach back, man. It's not an act with us, man. It was something that my daughter said when she was on this podcast, and it never left me the day it dripped from her lips. She said, I don't really like to get in front of the cameras because when the cameras come on, the actors come out. And that is a testament to why she's my daughter, for that jewel right there.
For that right there.
But I want y'all to understand that this ain't an act with us, man. It's more people that remember us for dropping jewels than it is for us being in the street. It's like that whole part of our life been erased. When people see us, they don't even greet us in that energy no more. You know what I'm saying? They don't come at us like we still in the street or like that energy even on us. It's like knowledge of self will actually transform you. And for us that been in this, I've been a jewel dropper for a minute. I have to say, you know what I'm saying? We've been doing this for a while. I think me and Wood told him, I forgot what meeting it was, but Wood was like, ain't nobody had more books than me in life. That's what we do. We study, we read, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm always gonna promote reading. I'm always gonna promote finding a book. Marcus Garvey said, always keep a book in your hand. Always be seen reading a book, and always keep a book with you. That is important, man, because the more knowledge you have, the more it broadens your horizons, the more you can pass on. If you don't know anything, if you ain't putting nothing in your head, there ain't nothing gonna come out of it. But more importantly, don't just be reading the book. Learn how to apply what you know. Learn how to put it into practice. Learn how to make it work for you. And that's what we want to do. We want to make it work for us.
That's right.
We still got a couple more minutes, actually. But I just wanted to give out some of these shout outs. Sherry, I'm sorry, I'm trying to respond and kind of keep everything afloat. Sherry said peace and blessings. Thanks for your dedication and time. She actually been on YouTube since the show started.
Oh, that's what's
Watching
up.
the show.
Appreciate you.
Yeah, she gave her love.
Thank you very much.
She's been on ever since. Bub said, if you will, please expound on, I guess he said expose or expand on the fact that where people can find y'all at, members and community can support y'all vision.
We're gonna do that.
So of course they're gonna do that. I'm just giving it out because I'm getting behind on some of the comments. Lump said, "Where my shout out, your petty ass Lump. I want to tell you, shout out Lump, because without you putting your stuff to the side and letting me go here to shine, I wouldn't have met these brothers. So Lump, shout out to you. You're
That's
a real
right, Lump.
nigga.
Shout out.
Shout out to Lump.
For taking that out.
Petty
Appreciate you.
Podcast, my man. Hey, yeah, no doubt. Real
Appreciate
quick,
it.
before we close out, not closing out, but I want to speak on the acts of service. We got to get into some acts of service.
Facts.
We do no acts of service, but we want the world to give up an act of service for us and pamper us with act of service.
Right.
We got to give act of service, help somebody.
Right.
If we can like make a commitment within ourselves and just help one person every day. Just one person. It ain't got to be nothing financial. You know what I mean? It can be any kind of help. Somebody, my car broke down at the light, and you see his assistant in there. And we'll ride right past, won't help her push the car to the side of the road.
Or if you
or
want
nothing.
Facts.
Yeah, anything. Like, we don't help each other enough. I hate to see that. Because when we see other cultures, they break their neck to help each other.
Right.
And we the only ones don't help each other, man. We'll ride right past. We can be double parked trying to give them a hot shot. They'll blow the horn at you like you in their way,
Right.
and seeing what the problem is. So that's what I'm most disappointed with our people. We need to be better with acts of service and helping each other, man. We can do so much better as a people just to help each other. It don't cost a thing.
Right.
Real quick over on your Instagram before she log off, because somebody keep hitting inappropriate and it's trying to shut the Instagram off. I don't flex your YouTube, your Instagram name too long. Big Lucy from White Lock said, very knowledgeable show. She love it. Keep up the good work. Y'all are some good brothers.
Thank you, sis.
We appreciate you, sis. Shout out to White Lock.
Indeed, no doubt.
You know what
We
I
gotta
mean?
do it. It's each one we
And
just-
White Lock, your hood is worth a lot of money. You should be owning stuff around there.
Actually, Lucy owned the home she lived in. Shout out to Lucy. Grew up White Lock. Yeah. And she been catching the show too. So.
That's what's
Okay.
up. We definitely appreciate it.
Tuned in. It's just the
That's
beginning.
right. Love is
We
love.
at it. We finding our way.
So even if it's blurring, don't log off. We are not logging off until we say it's the end of the show.
Right.
Because
No doubt.
everything keep on
Yeah.
buzzing. So somebody is trying to get us off. But we here. We right here.
They trying to
No
get us
doubt.
off.
Shout out to my man Sad Bean too, man. Rosie's, man. Keep up the good work.
Send us offline.
And also thanks Sad for opening the doors to Club Moolah again, man. The city need more black-owned businesses,
That
man.
part.
Straight up.
That part.
Straight
That
up.
part.
My man Sad Bean, keep doing the good work, bro. Shout out to Lord Clyde.
Indeed, no doubt.
You know what I
got
mean.
a chess event tomorrow on 5006 Harford Road.
Yes, indeed.
I'm gonna have some kids up there between the ages of 14 and 20, and I'm trying to help them get their processes of thinking started early, because it's so imperative for our development, knowing how to think and knowing how to calculate our choices. We don't know how to problem solve. We're horrible problem solvers.
Yeah.
And our results as a people and where we're at in the world as a race of people, that is a testament to it.
Right.
You know,
No
'cause
doubt.
our problem solving skills suck.
Right.
You know,
A lot
everything
of
is
times we can
emotional.
solve it if we
One
take
straight
a moment.
move
I
by.
had
A moment.
things going on, but I knew today I came in, I got to the office in the morning, I've been here all day. So I had to shut down, take all the noise away, and be here by myself and focus up.
No
and
doubt.
solve some problems. I got something on YouTube real
What,
quick,
what?
because this is blinking for some crazy reason. D said, like I'm happy to have met you and so excited for our community with you and your brothers in action. Mad Hearts coming up on Facebook, Bubs over on YouTube. With all due respect, provide aid with. Okay, I'm gonna just wait till he finish because he's still loading stuff. And then just keep on moving until he stops. So y'all go ahead and I'll come back to it. What you gonna say?
Shout out D. I appreciate you.
Indeed.
No, I always tell, because everybody tell me, you should learn how to play chess. So I never took the time to learn how to play chess because I didn't want to learn how to play chess from somebody who was mediocre.
Right. Right.
So
Well, I can guarantee you Wood ain't me.
that's why I said. So I'm gonna definitely try to make sure I get to Wood event.
Yeah, because then I'm not a person
I
who
wanna
don't ever
learn.
played
And
chess.
I don't want to learn from nobody.
And this the trick to it, because everybody play chess every day. You just don't know it. Just every time you make a choice,
So I hear
you
that.
playing chess. When you go out there to your car, whether you decide to go left or right, is a chess
I'm
move.
starting to move.
Because you're calculating.
Right.
You're basically saying, damn, I gotta go to my sister's house first. Now I'm gonna go home and change my clothes. Then I'm gonna go. This is
Right.
calculation. This is what
Right.
a chess player do. They calculate their every move. So
Right.
the choices you make is going to determine how your day go. Now you might go right and then run right into an accident and get stuck, and you be feeling like, damn, I knew I should have
If I
went
went
that
down
way.
here, took the back
This
road.
is the chess move on the chessboard. It's just like putting
Right.
yourself in a situation. Now your piece get trapped. Now you're like, damn. when you just knew you should have been careful and took your
Right.
time with a
And
guaranteed
I've always
route.
heard that.
Right. So then you'll
It-
learn to
it's
understand the
being
patterns in yourself
Mhm.
where your weaknesses are.
Right.
All right. Whether you're driven by your emotional side or your logical side.
Right.
And most of us is driven by emotional side. And when we look at
Yes.
the ratio of our successes and our failures a lot of
Come
times
from
or outweigh
emotional-
our success.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah.
Right.
So it teaches you how to structure your thought and determine it before it happens.
Before
so it's
you
a
even get
damn,
to
it's a
that.
feeling
Right.
that you get to when you feel when you're in a
No
certain
doubt.
Your
situation.
gut gonna tell you already
There's a feeling
how
you
to
get
move.
to.
It's time to go. This shit don't look right. You already automatically getting a clue somewhere.
Yeah.
Like I took it and once soon as I saw, I think I sent it to you too, Sam. But I was trying to
That's
get
a part of
that
spirituality.
information out to
You
everybody
got
who watches.
discernment, you got
That's
to
right.
learn
You
to
could be
your
a part
gut.
of it and
part
could
of
learn
spirituality.
something from it. And I
Yeah,
was
no
like,
doubt.
and take a kid. I was
I'm
texting
trying to
so
start
many
a
people.
chess camp
that
where I really
flyer-
teach it
that
like on
flyer
a regular.
information.
This is just a
Yeah.
one-time
Yeah.
event.
Yeah.
But I want to do it like where I can really teach them because I'm teaching them in a way, my way, the
Yeah.
hood way. I'm going
Yeah.
to help you understand it through whatever lifestyle you're going through.
That part.
You know how to correlate
That
it
part.
with
Right,
that. You
right.
know, that's what's going to separate.
No
my-
doubt. All right, y'all, listen up. Y'all know what it is, man. Heal Group coming up next week, Wednesday. Be there, another hot topic, some more good food. That's one of my ways of giving back. I'm going to make sure I feed you mentally and physically. Show up, bring a friend. You're all invited. It's no hard way. There's nothing hard about it. You ain't got to sign no sign-up sheet. You do take attendance, but you can drag somebody right off the corner and bring them right in the building. That's how open my doors is. You know what I mean?
Bro Show will be back August, first week of August. And go to these groups.
5400 Preakness Way.
Knowledge.
Uncommon Dialogue will be back in action next week. Stay tuned for the address. I'm still fighting for a
Because
location.
one thing he gonna do is move wherever he gotta move if you don't feel
Yeah.
right. So just
You know what
hold
I'm
tight.
gonna do
When
next,
you give it
though?
to me, I'm posting it.
I don't mean to cut Sam off, but real quick, what I'm gonna start doing, I'm gonna start just bringing my cars to the hood. If I
Yeah.
can't get the hood to come to me, I'm gonna go to the
post
hood
up
with
some
my
right,
car.
no
And
doubt.
be, and be
And
right
we
out
gonna
and
do it right out
No
there on the
doubt.
block. It ain't gonna take but an hour, 30
it don't
minutes.
take
And
no
I'm out.
No
time.
doubt.
But just to start a movement so they can understand, yo, coming through, there you go.
Right.
Boy, yo, what you gonna do? 12 coming. Your man got the blicky.
You know he coming out here with them
Yeah,
cars,
which way
boy.
you going?
Right.
You know what I mean? So we gonna take cars to the hood. That's what
Yeah,
we call it.
yeah.
Cars in the hood. What?
I love that. Real quick, Buzz over on YouTube said, with all due respect, aid with alertness because everyone that appeared to be in distress could have bad intentions. So of course he's saying aid people, but be alert.
Yes.
Watch who you helping.
Indeed, no
Because
doubt.
everybody don't move in a good way.
That's why
Which
you
I-
need to
I
learn
completely
discernment.
understand.
That's
Yeah,
what that
that's
chessboard
right.
is
Yeah,
about.
intuition.
That's
That's
what
why
that-
you need to get all that. He
All
said,
is connected.
big love and respect to all y'all. And
Indeed.
sometimes if you don't feel like you not making, just cut all of it short and roll out.
It's alright to reset, hit the reboot.
You
Cause
got-
I
you
will
gotta
hit
do
the
it.
reboot.
Control,
I'm in
alt,
a-
delete. You know
I'm in
how
a
I do
reset
it.
right now. You gotta do it
Facts.
sometimes. You
Control,
gotta
alt, delete.
shut it down and regroup.
Because we are
Indeed.
computers.
That's what we
Yes.
are. We walking
Yes.
computers.
You know.
That's all we are.
Yeah.
'Cause I will hit the reboot.
Don't you know that you got a choice whether you mad or not?
Yeah.
That's something so simple but so powerful.
Right.
It's like we always talk about we mad. This motherfucker pissed me off. They
Right.
did this. That's you still got a choice
Right.
whether
You allowed that.
choose to
Yeah.
be mad.
Yep.
Like
You allowed
if we can realize that we got a power to choose to not be mad before we get mad, that's the power.
Indeed.
Yeah.
That's the power.
Yeah, you are in control
all
of
the
you,
situation.
or at least you should
That's
be.
big.
That's all your situation. Every
That's big.
situation you got control over. You know how good you will feel. You know what I mean? Somebody say something to you crazy, and you can calculate quick enough before your anger intervene.
Yeah.
A lot of times we don't have no knowledge to prepare us like a cushion before anger intervenes.
For the impact.
So anger just comes because there's nothing else for it in the brain.
Right.
That's the first thing up. Anger. Boom.
Right.
But you start filtering it with positive information and good alternatives and techniques to function under these circumstances. Then that's your
won't get
cushion.
that, yeah.
Anger will take a long time to get angry. They gotta do a lot to piss you off.
got
For
That
real.
really pisses
You
them
gotta-
off.
that really
so
pisses
you
them
wins the
off.
war. You
Because I'm
just
quick to
checkmate.
have a whole lot of, I'm going to get my lick back with what I say that, but what I mean is, I'm going to laugh. It's 10 things you want to do before we get up there. If we get up there, it's no turning back.
Right.
But I'm going to have a
No
lot
doubt.
of jokes and
Yeah,
a couple
yeah.
jabs.
On-
As
Give you the benefit of the doubt.
Lyle like
On
to
top of
say,
that,
try to handle my handle.
and on top of that, part of the knowledge of self is to know that you are the only one that's in control of you. You
Yes.
can't control nothing outside of you. You
But you
control
can control,
you.
yeah.
So you taking, like Nas just said, that's a choice to get angry or get upset.
Yeah.
That's a choice. You made that choice. You making a decision to do whatever it is you're doing, which going to ultimately give you whatever is going to come after the fact. So,
That's right.
yeah,
Yeah.
Facts.
good shit.
All right. So did we have anything else? Want to give out any social media? You already gave out the group information and stuff.
Well, he gave out his.
Chef
I ain't
and-
really give
okay,
out
go
my
ahead,
5006 Hartford Road tomorrow between 10 a.m. and 3 p.m. I know some people working, but it's really for the kids. Come through. There's one guy that reached out to me. Damn, I forgot. He had some books, some children books about chess. It was dope, and he wanted to donate some to the people tomorrow.
Yeah.
So I gotta find his information and reach out, but. Yeah, so it's gonna be a dope little session, man. It's gonna be a couple kids in there. Somebody feel like they want to test my skills out. Come with your A game, I'm smashing. You know what I mean? That's what I do. I came up in the joint, 23 years in the joint. I came up playing chess, learning under some really serious dudes. Takuma, shout out to
My
Dennis
man,
Wise.
Takuma.
These the dudes I learned
No
of.
doubt.
You know what I mean?
Shout
I
out
was
to
knowing
D.
them dudes for years, so I learned under some real. There was one
Players.
dude named Chess Master. That's what they called him. Broke down every move.
Really?
I had to play yo in the finals. You know what I mean? He was the dude. That's all he did. Like,
Did
yeah.
you win?
But no, he won.
Okay.
He beat me.
But you played, so that's
But I
good.
played.
Yeah.
He beat
You got to
me.
get to the
Got it.
chess master though.
You got it.
You know,
You got
Last
the
Dragon, you got
too.
to fight show enough. That's a big deal.
My man.
Yeah.
Big Ace
All
Top
right, y'all.
Kuma, man.
I'm telling you, I hate to even end the show because y'all don't know how these numbers keep increasing. The more I say don't log off, the numbers are going up. On YouTube and Facebook is going up. And I hate to log off, y'all, but they gotta go.
All right, y'all. Salute. Catch us next week. We're gonna be building.
Salute. Peace.
Next Thursday, 6 p.m.
It's greater.
Insight from the gods.
Sign. Research the peace sign. This is not a peace sign. This is a sign
That's
of victory.
right.
This is
That's
a
right.
peace
That's
sign.
it.
Togetherness. Togetherness.
I'm telling y'all think y'all got it in an hour. I get this shit all the time. Amen. All right, y'all. Good night. Come on, the numbers are still climbing. All right, have a good evening. I just hate to even log out.